The funding issue. We need to stop this idea of Robin Hood. It's a disaster. Everybody universally understands that when you try to sit there and share the wealth, we know what the president has done when that fundamental philosophy enters in that. We need to have a baseline on that. So first and foremost, I believe we need to have an honest dialogue about where the dollars are going. I want to make sure that we're driving dollars into the classroom, having a student-centric model of education, making sure we're not throwing money at the districts and at the system, where we've gone from 3 teachers for every 1 non-teacher 40 years ago in this state to 1 teacher for every 1 non-teacher in this state. That overhead is killing our schools. Not only is the infrastructure debt critical to our effectiveness in the future, where we've got bond issue after bond issue after bond issue driving new schools, and the state kind of looks the other way. But the operations and maintenance costs, the unfunded mandates that are coming out of the state capitol, I want to make sure we work against those things that drive up administrative expense and make sure we're driving those dollars in the classroom. My opponent, being beholden to Democrats as he is, who always want more money, more money, more money, is not going to be able to lead on that issue. I want to make sure we're willing to roll our sleeves up and understand that it needs to be a common solution. There's a lot of different equities involved across the state, so we need to make sure we're really willing to stand up and do that. But I think it involves more local control, more parental involvement, and making sure we've got a student-centered funding model and stop just throwing money at the system dollar after dollar after dollar. Thank you.
Well, House Bill 5 passed this last session, and it reformed the way we're addressing the issues that Mike talked about. Number one, we recognize that not all the kids are directed towards college. We need to develop a robust vocational training program. Why do we send 50% of the kids from our school districts to college and they come back without a college degree or a skill set that they can go into the workforce? You got to recognize that first of all. And then the standardized testing that we encumbered all of our school districts to place on kids, we reduced that number from 12 to 5 in high school. So hopefully we'll start getting outcomes based on direction, on curriculum that these kids need to go. The other issue is we did cut $5.4 billion out of school funding in the 82nd legislative session. We came back when revenues were in a better place, and we put another $4 billion in it. His opponent keeps attacking him. First of all, he holds the speaker accountable for $300 billion worth of debt that local government is responsible for. I don't think he understands local government. They pass bond issues at the local level. They are the ones that encumber the debt. The state does not. So I think that's an unfair shot at the speaker. The other issue is you keep referring to him as a Democrat. I think everybody in this community understands that for the last 5 decades, the Strauss family, they are the backbone of the Republican Party in Bexar County. I don't know where you come from, but that's a question about how you would continue to compromise what I believe is one of the strongest leaders we've had in the House. He's consistently supported the local school districts, but he's also provided us the opportunity to develop charter schools and have more opportunity for folks if they want to have choice in schools. We passed a comprehensive charter school bill the last session, so I don't know where you get your facts. I would just suggest to you you shouldn't be attacking another Republican, especially when you don't have the facts correct.